Okay, this is the Philippine Expat Cebu. If you've ever wondered whether life could be simpler, friendlier, and more enjoyable than you imagine, this channel is for you. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to share a life I've actually lived to encourage those who are already expats or those preparing to make the leap. Now, for years I've called the Philippines home. Along the way I've discovered that some of life's greatest pleasures aren't expensive. They're found in the places, people, and experiences you never expected. Now, when I first moved to the Philippines, and I shared about J Park in my first YouTube video, I was walking around in J Park in the beautiful grounds, and I was thinking, wow, I wonder what it's like to be so wealthy you could just live in a place like this, live at a resort. You know, I wasn't a wealthy man, so it seemed like nothing more than a pleasant daydream. Then I discovered something that surprised me. Several of the resorts on Mactan Island, where the international airport is in Cebu, have privately owned condominium towers where long-term residents can lease their units. So I think that what they do is they raise some money with some of these towers and they sell them off to wealthy people. And the wealthy people, well, from what I've seen, a lot of them only come part of the summer, part of the year, and even just only 1 month out of the year, and the rest of the year, the condo would sit empty. But you can lease one. Now, we leased a 1-bedroom condominium at the beautiful 5-star Movenpick resort just up the road from J Park. Over the years, we actually lived in 2 different condos there. The first one rented for about $700 a month, while our second, with a wonderful beach view, was about $900 a month. When we rented the second one, the elevator opened up just steps from the hotel lobby. So, I mean, you come downstairs and you leave your condo, and when you walk out, you're in the middle of a resort. Right there in the lobby where the food is served. Sometimes there's some entertainers there. It is a great experience. As I said in the previous video, before the pandemic, Mactan's resort district was thriving. From our 12th floor bedroom, we watched fireworks light up the coastline several evenings every week. We just laid there in the bed and looked out the window at the fireworks. Our bed sat high enough that it was like level with the window. It was really high. And so your bed's level with the bottom of the window, and you can just look out. In the daytime, you see the coastline, the resorts, the beauty. We could count 10 islands from there. We'd have a pair of binoculars. We would enjoy looking at things. These are just sweet memories. One thing I noticed was that every resort has its own personality. J Park is wonderfully family-oriented with attraction and accommodations designed especially for children. They have this Poro Park and part of the hotel and one of the main buildings. It's set up for kids. Even when you go into to your rooms, the carpets, the decoration of the characters that they've invented for this Poro Park of J Park. But Movenpick has a different atmosphere. It attracted many younger visitors, especially from Korea. And it had the famous Ibiza Beach Club. It kept the resort lively with music and nightly entertainment. I think I heard Chris Isaac's Wicked Game at least 6 times a day. And to this day, that song still reminds me of living there. The white sand beach at Movenpick was one of our favorite places to relax. I mean, it's just white sand, nice white lounge chairs, white umbrellas, white table. They bring you out coconuts, order your food. It's great. When you swim there, the water's just crystal clear. If you venture a little farther out, there's colorful marine life. Coral, fish, sea snakes, whatever. That's all there. And just above the beach, there's this beautifully landscaped lawn with more lounge chairs. There's also an area there where you can shower before and after you go to the beach. It's just sweet to hang out there. Up above, there's some stairs that go back up, and there's some swimming pools. So 1 year for my wife's birthday, I surprised her with a spa day at the resort at Movenpick. They have the best spa. It was one of the finest spa experiences we've ever had. The room was like softly lit with warm wood finishes. It's like a peaceful atmosphere. From the moment we walked in, it smelled good. We enjoyed the sauna, the exfoliating treatments, relaxing massages. And finally, we soaked together in a large jacuzzi filled with bubbles. And it was a memorable way to celebrate her birthday. One thing we've come to appreciate about life in the Philippines is that massage is simply part of everyday living. For years, we enjoyed affordable 1 hour side-by-side, we still do it, side-by-side massages at the neighborhood New Thai Massage. They're all over the Philippines. Some are better than others. So after spending our days, we'd be out gardening next to our home. We lived in Pacific Grand Villa. These weekly massages became something we just genuinely looked forward to. We were out there working in the dirt, in the hot, sweating. We grew a lot of food. It was fun. The resort spa was certainly more of a special occasion than an everyday luxury. It was expensive. But birthdays are meant to be celebrated, yeah. While living at Movenpick, we also joined the resort gym. So between swimming almost every day and working out regularly, we both got into some of the best shape we'd been in for years. My wife, Abby, she enjoyed daily yoga classes, while I tried to convince myself I was getting younger. I should probably go back. So many people don't realize that several resorts on Mactan offer privately owned residential condominiums. Movenpick is the only one. You can search on the internet and find the other ones that offer, but Movenpick is awesome. Especially unfortunately the Pizza restaurant in the Typhoon Odette, it got wiped out by a big metal ship that just slammed into the pier that went out that Pizza was on the inn. But they're rebuilding it. They should have it rebuilt soon. They have a jacuzzi out on a wooden deck right by the ocean. Is so cool. So anyhow, most of these units that you would lease from one of these resident towers in the resorts, they're owned by foreigners, but you can find with the local real estate and look it up and find you one you can lease. So for whether you're a retiree or a long-term visitor, it's an opportunity to enjoy a lifestyle that many people assume it's only for the wealthy. So sometimes life in the Philippines can really be better than you ever imagined. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the pandemic because it came in the March of 2020. It was like any other beautiful morning. I walked down to the beach for my usual swim. I stopped to chat with a few of my regular friends that were out there with their little umbrella margarita or tequila sunrise and soaking up the sun, and announced that they told me there's a global pandemic has been declared. I just wasn't keeping up with the news, and the conversation really turned serious really fast. So everyone was asking the same question: should we leave now before the airline shut down? And I was thinking, I'm not leaving. Whatever happens, I live here, I live there, that's life. But they basically all left. I woke up the next morning and it was just unbelievable that so many people that I talk to every day, expats from America and Europe, they just all got on a plane that night and left the country. So since they were gone, the resort became rather quiet. My wife and I, we decided to stay there and live in the condo, and of course we were quarantined. But slowly, things changed. The gym closed, the beach closed, the restaurant shut down. Most of the employees returned home to their families, and they just had a small maintenance crew behind. They did start bringing in some guys that ran new water lines up through one of the towers and doing major repairs that would have been difficult when the resort was receiving busloads of people. So after about 6 months, which would have gave us 2 years there living at Movenpick, we decided we're gonna leave. The swimming pool's drained for resurfacing. The once busy resort, it just feels surreal. The silence. It's like something I'll always remember. But by then I was ready for a new chapter. So we had loved our years on Mactan Island, and I hope to move back to Mactan Island in the next 6 months to a year. I felt it was time to explore more of Cebu, so we moved south of Cebu City. It's strange how places become part of your life. They may change or even disappear, but memories remain. That's one of the lessons I've learned from living in the Philippines. Enjoy the places you're in while you have them. Resorts change, restaurants disappear, storms come, life moves on, but the memories remain. And those memories are part of what has made the Philippines feel like home. Now, so imagine living in a 5-star resort. You just got a standard Social Security check. You can still do it. Yeah, this is good news. This is like, come to the Philippines, find yourself a resort to live in, at least a resort condo. Have the time of your life. Learn a little bit about the Philippines. Take some trips. Like here in Cebu, there's so many great places to go. To Moabo, see the turtles and the sharks, or head up north to Bogotown. I love Bogotown. It's a great area. Anyway, this is the Everyday Expat. Y'all have a great day.